the clock hits 13. You've been working, but you're flirting with the weekend. You can freak out. 1 in a million. You're a gem, shine when the light grows dim. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey guys, come on in. I'm over on Facebook as always on the Facebook Whole Fit brand page, and then over here on Instagram where I mostly converse with you here. How are you guys? I'm a few minutes late, but I'm here. I'm actually in my kitchen today because I'm doing a class that requires a lot of the products that I have here in the kitchen. And so my sound might not be as great, but we'll get through. How are you guys? Let me see who's on. Let me know where you're streaming in from. So if you are new here, coffee date, Sundays at 4 p.m. Not every week, but I always let you know when I'm going to be on live. If you want to hop over to wholefit.com/live, there is a form there you can fill in if you want to get an email reminder when I'm going to be on live. I actually won't be on for the next few weeks. So if you do want to receive that, you can add your info there and you'll receive a little email from me the morning that I do go live. We stream, like I said, on Instagram and Facebook. The recordings stay there. And then I do upload to YouTube and to the podcast after, if you like taking things in as audio, which I love doing that too. Then I upload it there as well. Hey, from Sweden. Hey, Idaho. Hey, Atlanta. Right on. All right, let me keep my comments opened here. Saskatchewan, Calgary, St. Mary's, Victoria. Right on. All right, well, let's dive into today's topic. I wanted to make this an essential oil class for us today, talking all about supernatural green cleaning. So green cleaning has taken an upgrade recently. If you use doTERRA products, then you're familiar with, I'm sure, the Abode line. We're going to go through some of those today. I'm going to teach you some of my favorite DIYs. And I like the timing of this today because Ready, Set, Glow, my detox that I run every year, I've been running it for the last 11 years, and it is kicking off tomorrow. So one of the things that we do like to explore in there is how to reduce toxic load by managing our exposure to two main categories I'm going to go through today: our self-care products and how we take care of our homes. So this is going to be a great class for you if you're looking to minimize what's coming at you by either making your own products or by using really beautiful made for you products that smell amazing, that are really pure, natural, but most of all effective. So anyway, if you're just hopping in, you can go to wholefit.com/live if you want to see any links for anything I'm talking about today. I also pinned for you guys wholefit.com/oils here on Instagram, because I'm going to be putting all of the products I talk about today into a little custom kit for you if this is how you'd like to start with doTERRA, which a lot of people do. They focus on, what's that one area that I most want to impact right now, and just stay focused on that. And green cleaning is one of those areas that it's fun, it's easy, it's easy to make these changes. And I want to talk about that for just as we open up, why that matters. But if you're just hopping in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through why this is a good area to focus on. So why it is appealing to a lot of people to want to reduce their toxic load in these areas. I'm going to cover, there are actually two collections of lifestyle products that doTERRA has. You can see I have some of them behind me here that I'm going to go through. I'm going to explain some of the difference between them because I know not all of us are DIY fans, right? But I am going to share for those of you that like to make your own products, which for years and years, that's what I loved doing. And I still do that for some things because it's nice to be able to control every ingredient that's going into your products, right? So I'm going to share some of my favorite DIY recipes that I've used over the years. And I'm actually at the end, I'm going to give away 2 copies of my Supernatural recipe guide. Okay, so hang on till the end. I'm just going to draw randomly from the comments. I'm going to do one winner here on Instagram and one on Facebook if we still have a good sized group over there. So why do we care about this topic? And I would actually love to hear from you guys in the chat as we kick off. Have you already made this transition in your home? Maybe you make different products already? Do you have a favorite DIY you want to share? Let us know. We always get a really nice group of like-minded people on these live streams, so it's fun to hang out in the comments and see. You'll learn something new for sure. So share with us if there's something that you have made over the years that you love and swear by, because this is a great time to share recipes. So why do we care about this? What I want to open up with is I am a big believer in 80-20, right? In not trying to be perfect in our health, not putting some unrealistic expectations on ourselves in our life, where we're trying to do everything so perfectly that we actually miss the whole point, that we end up creating more stress in our bodies and more stress in our lives. And that certainly does count, right? So I'm a big fan of 80-20. And in that, I'm a big fan of choosing what you're controlling. So rather than stressing over all the things coming at us these days, and there is a lot, focus on what you can control and maybe leave that 20% for things that you're okay with, right? Maybe it's just knowing where some of the more harmful toxins are coming into your life and being cool with it. Not trying to do everything so perfectly, but absolutely controlling what we can. And how about this? How about we actually reduce our toxic exposure in areas that are kind of boring? Like, let's say you're a fan of perfume or Botox, or synthetic medications are something that are very helpful for you in your life. Maybe you're very dependent on them. Those are things that you aren't at a point right now where you want to, or that you can eliminate, right? You know that they're exposing your body to certain ingredients that perhaps you wish you could find a better way in, but you just can't. And so why not focus on areas where you can have great control and actually have products that are working really great for you without that burden on your body. So again, controlling what we can. So I want to give you some stats from the EWG, the Environmental Working Group. You can go to, I'm going to just press a little bit of, I'm just going to use a little espresso shot glass today because I'm going to end up doing a lot of talking and moving. I won't get in my big tiger mug today. But anyway, the Environmental Working Group, if you guys want to hop over there and look into more stats, knock yourself out. It's a little depressing, I think, once you get into it. But the EWG has a lot of information. You can actually look at a lot of your products that you are currently using and see what the impact is on your body. Okay, so that is actually a very helpful place to start, is to think, okay, what are these top products that you love using, whether it's in your self-care or in your green cleaning, and how do they rate? What's going on in that ingredient profile and what's the impact on the body? So they'll actually give you a rating that helps you understand what the level of toxicity is in that product. And this is truly why a lot of people start getting into DIY and making their own, because they realize, like, man, I'm really exposed throughout the day based on everything I'm using. Now, the two main sources of toxins, like I said, that we will bring into our life is through self-care products and green cleaning. So let me give you some stats from EWG. Some of you have heard this before. Our homes, the inside air quality in our homes, are more than 5 times polluted at times than the outside air. And this is completely because of things we're bringing into our home. Over 85,000 chemicals have been introduced over the last 50 years, and 90% of them weren't thoroughly tested before they went to market, which means there can be a lot of things hiding in the products that we're using if we don't get to know our labels. Approximately 450 chemicals are emitted into our home through the use of conventional cleaning products alone. And many of these ingredients, guys, when you actually dive into the labels, you learn that many of these ingredients are involved in effects within our body, especially within our children and our pets. So you'll see a lot of these ingredients are linked to asthma, childhood cancers, developmental issues. In women specifically, we see a lot of hormonal miscommunication in the body. And this is generally because a lot of these ingredients that are in our products actually fake our body out. They act like hormones in the body, So then your body stops communicating in its most effective way by design. And this is how it shows up in women when it comes to reproductive issues, right? So again, what we want to look at here is how can we control the not so fun stuff, like cleaning products we're going to go through today, and leave the 20% for the things that we are making a decision to use in our life, because the goal is not perfection. And certainly we have so much more coming at us these days, from every which way direction, that end up causing our livers to work much harder than they ever had to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. This is the main issue. And it's interesting when you hear a lot of people say, you do not need to cleanse, you don't need to worry about all this stuff, that's why you have a liver. But when we're introducing 85,000 plus chemicals to the market that are not going through thorough enough testing, we are leaving our liver to be the research. And what you ultimately come back to is, are we healthier today? Are our children healthier today with all of these things we've introduced? You can look at EWG's research on even the impact to the placenta, to where your baby is growing, and how much actually makes its way through the umbilical cord and ends up reaching a growing child. There's just so many things that we need to understand are happening. And yes, our liver is processing that for us, but how much can it handle? And what is your personal point of saturation when your body starts to say, okay, I'm going to start communicating with you about some of these decisions you're making, right? So what I want to do is I want to go through 2 lines of cleaning products that doTERRA has, which you guys will love because they're gorgeous. They work really well. They smell beautiful. Okay. And they're going to, in a big way, reduce your toxic load. Okay. So the first one I want to mention is the OG line, right? So how many of you are familiar with On Guard Blend? This guy's been around for years. When I first started in doTERRA, this product was here back in 2013, I believe. So, hey honey, okay. It's risky doing this in the kitchen. You know, everyone's got to just, you're good. So, the On Guard Concentrate, how many of you guys, let us know, how many of you have tried this product? The On Guard line of cleaning stuff. This would probably be the main star. I'm going to show you one other product that is really popular within this line is the foaming hand wash. So these 2 here, these really kicked off a lot of homes into green cleaning. And actually, even though I'm going to show you a lot of this new Abode cleaning line, I really love the concentrate because it is multi-use. It's a great stain remover. You can use it to make all-purpose cleaners. So just one of these bottles will make 12 all-purpose cleaners. You just put a couple of tablespoons into a glass cleaning bottle and top it up with water. So it's really easy. The Abode line that we're going to go through is just as easy, but I actually prefer it a little bit more just because of it is really the smell of clean. I would say the On Guard line, if you're really looking at, well, what are the differences when you're getting into these 2 lines? And it is really a beneficial way to support the immune systems within your home in gentle ways. Like it's just through these little exposures throughout the day as you're using the hand wash that has the On Guard in it. There's laundry detergent, there's obviously the cleaning concentrate. And what you're doing is then you're creating a situation where as you are washing your hands like you're normally doing, you're supporting yourself with some On Guard in that product, right? So it can be a really great line to have when you just need that extra support, perhaps through the fall and winter seasons in your home when there's a lot of transition. You love the OG concentrate, you add spearmint to it. I love adding spearmint to a lot of the cleaning concoctions, peppermint too, any of the mint with a little bit of citrus is awesome. So the main difference between the 2 cleaning lines doTERRA has, so you've got your On Guard line and then you've got your Abode line. the main difference is they're both infused with different oil blends. So On Guard obviously being your protective immune support blend. And then the Abode blend is really purifying, right? So it's going to be that smell of clean. It has lime, litsea, lemon eucalyptus, tea tree, arbor vitae, one of my favorites, cassia, cilantro, lemon myrtle. So you kind of get the idea of the profile of this blend, and it's just gorgeous. And all the products that use it are really beautiful in the way that they show in your home, right? So I'm going to show you some of those as we go through. So I'm mostly going to focus on the Abode collection, and then I'm going to come into a few DIYs for you guys. So the first one I want to show you is a simple all-purpose cleaner. What I want to show you on Instagram, and I can't use Facebook at the same time here, but you can see at the sink there, you can see the little display of the cleaning products and how nicely it shows, right? So I'm going to just grab a bunch of these as we're going. So the all-purpose cleaner, first I want to point out this, the Abode line all come with glass reusable bottles. Okay, so that's a really nice way to use the product. So this all-purpose cleaner I want to go through first. You basically order these little glass concentrate vials and you pour it right into your spray bottle, and it actually has an indicator line on the back where you top up with water. And that's all you do. You put that in, you top it up with water, and now you have an all-purpose cleaner. If you were using the On Guard line, you would use 2 tablespoons of this, add it to a glass spray bottle. Usually you're going to use something, this is custom made for the Abode line. It's a little smaller than typical glass spray bottles, but you'd add this 2 tablespoons and then top that up with water. Now, this is your cleaner for all the things, whether you're using On Guard or the Abode line. And with these, you guys, once you have your glass spray bottle, you can just reorder these. And you can order them as a pack of individuals or a pack of 4. So what I love about this is how easy it is to just have cleaners where you want them. So what I like to do is I'll have one of these in every bathroom of the house. So it's just real easy to do quick cleanups, like whenever there's a little spills. And I'm more of a fan of cleaning my house that way. So cleaning as the messes come, as opposed to having a day where you're doing it all. I do the same with laundry, just kind of toss it in every day. And then that way it doesn't pile up. So that, I absolutely love this. Now, sometimes the spray head will get a little stuck. So you can just run some hot water through it and then it's good to go. But again, this, not much else to say about this. It's the entire Abode line, you guys, is free of phosphates, sulfates, phthalates, dyes, chlorine. I mean, it's really nice and clean, and I love how easy it is to use. So that's the all-purpose cleaner. The hand wash comes in this nice big bottle. Now, I actually prefer using the On Guard refill in this, even though this is meant for the Abode line. The Abode hand wash is more of a citrus, it's actually citrus bloom blend that's in it. So it's meant to be something that would be more familiar to people who use products like Bath and Body Works. But I like to use the On Guard for the hand wash because they both have the same cleaning properties. I just prefer that. I don't like fruity, citrusy aromas. And I also like I will often use a couple of pumps of this in a big bowl of water in the morning to soak all of the produce that we're going to be having for the day. And I don't want it to have that little hint of floral from the citrus bloom. So On Guard is just nice and clean, and it just doesn't impose too much on the fruits and vegetables. So just wanted to give you that tip, but I just absolutely love this hand wash. Now you can, it's not meant to be diluted. It's meant to go right in, whether you're using the On Guard or you're using, when you're using the Abode line, it'll tell you on the back, you fill up to a certain line with the liquid, and then you top up with water. So if you're using the On Guard line, you can do the same. This one's not intended to be diluted, but you can stretch it a little more that way. While we're talking about foaming hand soap, once you get the beautiful glass jars here, you could actually make your own DIY recipe. You can look it up right now. I think I am going to share it with you little bit here, but DIY foaming hand soap. It's super easy. Some water, some fractionated coconut oil, your essential oils, and you're good to go. There's a lot of recipes out there you'll find online, but I'll share one with you in a minute. Okay, so that's the hand wash. And what I love about this set, you guys, is it stores nicely on trays right by your sink. You can buy those through your doTERRA store, and it just shows really pretty when you get the whole collection going. So now the next product is probably my favorite in the Abode line, and there isn't a similar product in the On Guard line. Okay, and that's the dish soap. This is my favorite product within this line. I just love the aroma. It's so clean and pretty, and it just works so well. It cuts grease. What I love to do it obviously is I use it to clean dishes, but I also love to throw a pump in the sink at night and just give it a nice little brush around. Sometimes I'll add a little bit of spearmint or peppermint, or even Abode blend, or lemongrass, something really invigorating. And I'll just clean the sink with it, and it just polishes everything. It's just the perfect dish soap. Not much else to say there. But what I will show you is, again, when you have your bottles, once you buy the glass bottle, which I think is $8.95 for all, like each glass bottle is $8.95 or so, you buy the refill, okay? I'll show you here. So what you're doing is you're just buying the refills afterwards, right? So I love, this is my favorite in the line, like I've said. And again, gentle, like you could use it as a hand wash. I keep one at our laundry sink as well. And I will use it to lift stains off clothes. They're really effective cleaners. And again, free of all those nasty things typically that are lurking, especially in things like dish soap. This is a product you do want to really pay attention to. Dish tabs as well, because if you think about it, if you're using something that has those ingredients you want to avoid, and then you put it on a plate and you add hot food to that plate, it's lifting a lot of what remained from the cleaner. That does happen, right? And then when you're eating and you have a hot meal on a plate, you're actually, the heat from your meal is lifting some of those ingredients. So that dish soap, dish tabs are an area you do want to be careful with. So I'll talk about the dish tabs next. So this was a brand new launch with the Abode line. Dish tabs and laundry tabs. Now you have to be careful. This is why I have them in separate glass jars. Obviously you're not keeping your laundry tabs near your dish tabs, most likely, but they look the same. So you just want to be careful you don't mix them up, because that could cause, if you put a laundry tab in your dishwasher, not so good. You're gonna have a big soapy kitchen. So what I will say about the dish pods is when you're working with a natural dish pod, you will sometimes notice there is a little more residue, right, on your dishes. And this is because a lot of conventional dish tabs include a softening agent. I can't remember the name of the ingredient, but it's not good for us, okay? It's not vinegar. So what you wanna do, if you have hard water, we do here, okay? So I've learned what to do to work with these. You want to put a little bowl or cup with vinegar on the rack in your dishwasher. That vinegar is gonna help soften the water so that the sudsing, the soaping surfactants work better, okay? So one other tip I'll give you too with these pods, they circulate better if you put them into the cutlery rack and not in your compartment. Just some things I've learned over the years that I wanted to share with you. But the dish tabs, that was an awesome addition to doTERRA's line, because many of us, like myself, we were making these, and I've shared that recipe over the years. We were making these, and it's a little bit of a messy experiment to be making, and I just love these. Now I'm not gonna bring them over, but the laundry pods, I will bring them over, because I want to smell them as I talk about them. Oh my gosh, it's the best smell on earth. Like it's just so pure, you know? Like, you know, as you get into using oils, your nose knows. Like you can just smell when something's trying to smell pure and clean. and when something actually has no, like, nothing congestive is happening as you're breathing it in. You know what I mean? Like, when your nose will tell you when there's something that is just not working for your body in that moment. And fragrance is one of those things that just really shuts the body down right away. You know right away, right? So I like keeping these, again, in a glass container in the laundry room, not near the dish soap. And guys, if you can make little labels for them. I actually bought these on Amazon. So that's just a fun way to store them. But again, and what I'll mention with the laundry tabs, which are also free of SLS, phthalates, phosphates, dyes, chlorine, all those nasties. You can do the laundry tabs, or within the On Guard line, there is the On Guard liquid detergent. And I like to keep both on hand because this I will often use for really bad stains. So if there's like grass stains on the knees, right? You just put this on, you lift it a little bit with a scrubber before you put it in the washing machine, and it really lifts almost every stain. I've actually never had this, this is like a double negative going on here. I've never had this not work. Does that make sense? So anyway, I like to have both on hand, but the laundry tabs are brilliant and they work really well. Okay, and so that's the cleaning line. There's also a hand lotion that comes, and you can have all of your bottles just lined up on your trays. Now let me show you. These are not camera ready and they're dirty, but anyway, these modular trays hold your glass bottles so you don't have glass hitting rough surfaces. And they just display really nice. So you can actually order these accessories from your doTERRA store. All of these are in the US warehouse. If you're a Canadian on right now, the Abode products are not in the Canadian warehouse yet. Health Canada takes their time when it comes to any natural living products, to be honest. So anyway, you'd have to order these from the US warehouse, but they also have a little scrub doohickey that you can keep right near your sink. And it really just makes cleaning fun and beautiful, and they smell really nice. So I want to get into a few DIYs with you guys, since I know some of you like to go that route. But I would say in this area, when you swap out the cleaners that you're using, you do notice a difference right away. A lot of my personal customers in doTERRA, a lot of our community are mothers for the first time. So usually that's that stage in your life where you start to get really serious about what you're using in your home. If you're a pet owner, same thing. Be honest, there are things you might do to yourself that you would never do to your pet or your baby. You just start to really care more when you know it's not just you that you're responsible for. So this is a really important area for us all to be looking at, because it's just something that we can easily swap products out for. Now, of all the things you could change out in your home when it comes to green cleaning, one of the most impactful would be getting rid of fragrance in your home. So Glade air fresheners, Febreze, things like that, because they really linger in the air and they can cause a host of issues, especially for babies, pets, and women. Okay, so just swapping a diffuser in and starting to diffuse pure essential oils like doTERRA. And you do need to be careful with essential oils as a category, because a lot of essential oils can be nothing more than pure fragrance. You have to be really careful that you know what you're using. And this is why I'm an advocate for using doTERRA. You know exactly what's in the bottle. Most tested essential oil company in the world, and the most trusted and the largest. A lot of transparency there. So that's important when it comes to just knowing what you're using. So swapping out your fragrance. Yes, I would agree with that. Fragrance is the new secondhand smoke. You may have heard that said before, and it really is true, because it's something, if you think of smoking a couple decades ago, it was just so widely accepted. You would go into a restaurant, you go into a coffee shop, and there would be a smoking section, even though it's just circulating all into the kitchen, right? Fragrance is very much the same way. The fragrance industry will not collapse for another few decades, but it will. because it will be linked to so many things. And I mean, you'll see the aromatherapy industry continue to rise because of how many people are divesting away from fragrance. But there's still so much more to go there. And one of the main issues, not to go off on a tangent here about essential oils specifically, but it's important to understand that when you can just make things in a lab, you can make anything smell like peppermint or lavender. I often give this example in oil classes. Think of Jelly Belly. You can make anything taste like anything, smell like anything. But if you don't actually know what you're working with, you could be just using something that's no better than what you're trying to swap out. So swapping out fragrance is really important. Just be sure you're using a brand like doTERRA that you know exactly what's in the bottle. And then I would say the second thing to do would be make an all-purpose cleaner, like we went through, one that you can use for everything in your home. I've been cleaning this way for 9 years, and it's the best. Like, you just do not have these effects in your home. My little Emmy and my husband, Chris, they both, if someone comes into the house wearing perfume, they both like instantly start to react. Just Emmy with her skin. You guys, if you've been here with me for a while, you know that was a big aha for us when she was first born. Like, she was like the barometer of anything not good in the atmosphere. So I know a lot of you can relate to that. So I would say make an all-purpose cleaner and get rid of fragrances. Those are two really easy ways to dive into this. But let's go through, I want to share with you some fun DIYs and a few little tips I've learned throughout the years. I'll go kind of a room by room and we'll wrap up in 15 minutes. Yes, this makes cleaning bearable and fun. Totally. You actually look forward to it. So in the kitchen, a couple tips I want to share here. A DIY that I really like to make is using basically equal parts baking soda and hydrogen peroxide. And then I'll add a little bit of Castile soap, or you could even use your On Guard concentrate, like a tablespoon. And then I'll add in whatever essential oil I feel like, and it makes a nice cleaning paste. So this is a nice product. I'd actually love to see doTERRA come out with this, but this would be a little bit more of an abrasive product if you're wanting to do a deep clean of grout or sinks or bathtubs, showers, things like that. That paste works really well. You just mix it in a glass jar and use a little grout brush or sponge, and everything lifts really nicely. Another few little tips I want to give you in the kitchen, because there's now so many products that you can just purchase from doTERRA that are already done. I would recommend going that route. And then once you get the glass bottles, for example, you could just go over to doTERRA's blog and find a lot of different DIYs for the hand soap. You can even make your own dish soap and stuff. I just love this line so much, and I think you need to try it at least once. But let me give you a few little side tips in the kitchen. So I go through a bottle of lemon essential oil almost every month because I use it in so many different ways, whether it's diffusing to just purify the air. I add it to my drinking water every day. We actually just invested in one of the higher end reverse osmosis systems that remineralizes the water with magnesium bicarbonate. And magnesium carries a little bit of a pungent taste to it. So it's like the best water, ranks really well when you pop a TDS meter in there. But because of that little bit of a taste to it, I like to add, and I've always done this, it's just now I really appreciate it. So I'll add a couple drops of lemon essential oil or tangerine or grapefruit or whatever. Any of the citrus oils work well. But what I want to share with you is when it comes to cleaning, lemon, I keep a bottle right next to my sink because I will add it to all the dishcloths, dish towels. I'll just add a few drops to it at night before we end for the day, and it just helps to extend the life of your cloths. Keeps them a little more vibrant and not growing things, right? Lemon, also great for a sink cleaner, and it's a really good one to leave right near. If you have sponges, brushes, things like that, just putting a drop on it is really great. I also, in the garbage cans, recycling, in the kitchen, I like to tuck a little cotton pad, and I'll put again, whatever purifying oil I'm drawn to, spearmint, peppermint, wild orange, lemongrass, even purify blend or abode blend, all of those would be great to use in different ways in the kitchen. Let me give you a few other ways to use lemon. I mentioned soaking produce. So I like to get a big bowl. Like I said, I'll put a couple of pumps of the foaming soap in there, and then I'll add a couple of drops of the lemon oil, and I'll just dunk all of the fruits and veggies that we're going to eat for the day in that bowl. And it sits for a couple minutes, and then I rinse it well, and you'll see everything come off your fruits and veggies in that bowl. You'll especially notice it with things like grapes or strawberries, both of which rank quite high on the Environmental Working Group. They have a list called the Dirty Dozen, and it's a list of 12 produce items every year that they rank as the most pesticide-laden fruits and veggies. So cleaning your produce well before you eat it is important if you're not able to purchase organic. Now, a little bit of dirt is fine, but you want to be careful with what else is residual on your fruits and veggies. So using that in your produce bath, I call it, is a really helpful way to use the lemon. Also, I'll add a couple of drops to the inside of the dishwasher door before I run the dishwasher. It just helps the dishes to sparkle a little bit more. I wrote these things down because I'm like, I just run through the kitchen with lemon oil at the end of the day, and I was just thinking of all the things I use it for. You can also add it if your water is hard in your dishwasher. You can put a few drops of lemon in that little cup of vinegar that I mentioned. So you're kind of getting two birds stoned at once, as Chris says. That will work really well to just polish everything up nicely, especially if you have hard water. Okay, let's move on to the bathroom. So, and actually I'll mention mopping in addition, with the kitchen, since usually we have tile in the kitchen like we might have in the bathroom. So a nice mopping solution, what I actually love doing is, again, I'll use this On Guard cleaning concentrate. I'll do like two good squeezes of it in a mop bucket. And then I'll add, usually I use like 5 to 7 drops. I like to use this combination of Arbor Vitae, which will be nice, especially if you have wood floors, because if you haven't tried this oil yet, guys, it is just, I don't know how to describe it. It's a wood oil, it's a tree oil, but it is so soothing and comforting and grounding, and it kind of smells like the way you'd want the inside of a cedar sauna to smell. And so it's just a nice blend. I use this in the diffuser almost every day. End of the day, Arbor Vitae with bergamot or with wild orange. But anyway, this is the combo that I use in the mop bucket. So I'll do a couple of drops of each, and works so well. I'll give you a tip when it comes to mopping that I've learned over the years. I'm sure a lot of you know this already. But if you go around in your house and if you have like stains, especially if you have pets or little kids that are dropping food all the time, go around before you mop and spray the stain, especially if it's got a little bit of stickiness to it. Maybe they drizzled maple syrup as they were trying to drizzle their waffles, they drizzle the floor. Grab your all-purpose cleaner, spray it a little bit, let it sit for a few minutes while you're getting your mop bucket ready, and then when you go to mop, it just lifts, no problem. Nice and easy. So, it's these little hacks when you're cleaning your home and you're making all your own things. It just makes cleaning just go so smooth, and you get into a routine. A video like this, I'll save the recording, but sometimes it's helpful to just make a bunch of notes and follow a routine for a couple of weeks. And then before you know it, it just sticks, right? Okay, bathroom. So I mentioned the mopping solution. Let me give you another tip. So toilet paper rolls. Some of you know this one already. If you add a couple of drops of something that has some good staying power, like lemongrass or peppermint, if you add it to the inside of the toilet paper roll, every time you use that toilet paper for the next week or two, it'll infuse the air with some of that aroma. So that's just a nice little tip. I often will keep a little tray of certain essential oils in the bathroom. I usually keep Digest Zen. If someone's using the bathroom and they've got some tummy troubles, they can just massage that in. And then I'll include something on the little tray like peppermint or lemongrass. Again, something that's really purifying, or a bode blend is really good for that. Bathroom, also toilet bombs. These are kind of fun. And you need to have a little ice cube tray or something to make these. But basically what you do is a cup of baking soda, a 1/4 cup of citric acid, about a tablespoon of On Guard concentrate or liquid Castile soap like Bronner's. And then you'd add about 15 drops of a bode blend or purify blend or peppermint. Again, whatever you're into, whatever smells like clean to you is what I would say go with. And you just stir it all in a big bowl. It's kind of the same process if you've ever made bath bombs before, but these are specifically cleaning bombs for the toilet. And so you mix it all together, you pack it into a mold, again, if you have a bath bomb mold, you could use that, or an ice cube tray, pack it in, and then let it dry overnight and store it in a glass container. And all you do is you just pop one in the toilet, you let it sit for about a minute, and then the bubbling action starts, and you can just use that to scrub around. So those are kind of fun, especially if you have kids. You can make those with the kids. Let's go to, let me see. What I'm going through with you guys is I pulled recipes from, I have an ebook I made a couple years ago called the Supernatural Recipe Guide. It's over 180 DIY recipes, like some of the ones I'm sharing here. So that's what I'm going to give away, two of those at the end of this class. But all these recipes I'm sharing are in that guide. So if you really want to get into DIY, that's a fun ebook. So mattress powder, this is something I like to do. To be honest, I do it every couple of months. You might need to do it more if you have a typical spring mattress, because that will actually trap a lot more of the, do you guys want me to go into this? It's kind of gross. But a standard coil mattress will double its weight within 10 years because of dead skin, dust mites, and body particles that settle in the springs of the coils. So that's fun. So what you want to do more proactively, because most mattresses you might keep, the lifespan might be about 10 years, right? So every couple months, maybe not every time you change the bed, but every couple months, what you want to do is you want to make a mattress powder with baking soda. So it's really baking soda and essential oils. So you could fill like a shaker container, even a salt and pepper shaker, something like that would work, with baking soda. And then you're going to add, I like to use tea tree oil. It's a nice antiseptic type oil, or lavender or peppermint is also good. You sprinkle it on the mattress, and then you let it sit for 30 minutes and it goes to work purifying your mattress, okay? And then you vacuum it off, and that helps to soak up anything that might be burying its way into your mattress. So that's a good one to know about. Now, if you have carpet, okay, here's a fun tip for you. When you're vacuuming, so I like using Dyson vacuum cleaners. I've used a Dyson for a long time. I'll just pull the top of the Dyson filter off, like the long cone shaped filter, and I'll put a couple of drops of essential oil right on that filter. So again, wild orange, spearmint, even something like geranium or adaptive blend is nice if you want to just infuse some florals or some, emotionally supportive blends in the air. When you vacuum, it actually works like a diffuser. So that's kind of a cool tip, especially as you're cleaning the upstairs floors if you have carpet. There is a carpet powder you can also make with baking soda, basically pure baking soda, and you can add whatever oil you want to it and just sprinkle it on your carpet, leave it for 30 minutes. Again, it'll help to go in and get into the fibers of the carpet. If you have an area where you get a lot of traction, I would use something like a bode blend or purify or tea tree oil. And then when you vacuum it, it all comes up really quick. Okay, let's finish off at the laundry room. And again, one of the best ways to just support the health in your home is diffusing. So you might want to have a diffuser in each room of your home with a little pitcher of water next to it, little tray of oils. And it's just nice to get into that habit a couple times a day or even once a day, cleaning the air that way. So for laundry, I want to give you a few tips here. So I mentioned that there are 2 different products you can use from doTERRA if you're looking to purchase products made for you and not have to make your own. Liquid laundry detergent or the laundry tabs. Now, if you've been following my blog for over 10 years, one of the very first recipes I shared on there when Emerson was a baby and she had eczema really bad, this is what launched me into this lifestyle of essential oils, was figuring out how to make a lot of things so I knew exactly what was in them. So if you actually look up Whole Fit Laundry, that blog post will come up. It was the most popular post I'd ever done, and I shared my liquid laundry detergent recipe. A lot of you on here, if you've been here a while, you've probably seen it, you've probably made it. It works really well. But I just got kind of tired of making my products when I found alternatives that worked really well. And I will share with you that it was interesting because at that time, when she had eczema, like full body eczema, I was using a laundry detergent from Costco that was an eco brand. Some of you might remember it. I can't remember. I think it had eco in the name. It was obviously a big jug from Costco, and it was lavender something. And I thought I was doing something good. And it wasn't until, like, that was one of the last things I thought of when it came to her skin. Like, we were really reducing. I was breastfeeding. I was cutting out so many things within my own diet. I knew that if someone had perfume on when they held her, that she'd have a full-blown reaction. But laundry detergent, it was something I hadn't even thought of. And one day I flipped around this jug of laundry detergent that I thought was good. It was very greenwashy, very health washy. All the front of the label just had sprigs of lavender on it. And I flip it around and it says lavender fragrance, or fragrance of lavender. And that's what got me thinking. I'm like, is this perfume that smells like lavender? And sure enough, it was. I actually contacted the company, and that's what launched me into this whole thing. That's why I started using doTERRA, you guys. And that's why I started sharing it. Like, we're going way back here, right? But we all have a story that brings us into this. And, you know, maybe you don't see a reason right now to reduce your toxic load. Maybe your body hasn't started talking to you yet. But it will. It will. I would be shocked if we have someone on here right now who can confidently say they've never had a reaction to a product. They've never had their body talk to them through a rash or eczema or breathing issues or hormonal issues. Like, we've got to be really mindful that our body's always giving us feedback. So anyway, I digress big time. I just went on a big tangent there. We were talking about laundry detergent. doTERRA has 2. They've got the liquid here, the On Guard one. They've got the Abode laundry tabs, but you can make your own. I think just for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through these recipes, because this one you can find on my blog. If you want to make your own liquid laundry detergent, it's real easy. It's basically Castile soap, baking soda, coarse salt, hot water, and 20 to 30 drops of essential oil. But I do want to share a few fun tips with you. So, dryer balls. How many of you have used them before, and maybe you haven't quite had success with them? I want to give you 2 fun tips with them. The first is, in your laundry room, keep a big glass jar for your dryer balls. Not just for your dryer balls though, you're going to add your empty essential oil bottles in there. Because then what you're going to be able to do is get the last few drops from your essential oils. When you think they're empty, there's still some life left in there. And they will infuse your dryer balls with aroma, so that when you put them in your dryer, you actually wouldn't even need to add essential oil to them. But one other tip I want to give you with using dryer balls is you want to make sure you're not putting them in the entire drying cycle. You want to add them in the last 20 minutes. So for a typical dryer load, you might put a couple of dryer balls in with 1 or 2 drops. I just stick to lavender personally. I keep a bottle of lavender right in my laundry room. And when my dryer, I don't know if yours works the same, but mine never doesn't completely dry the clothes within the round. It usually needs an extra 10 minutes. So once it's finished its cycle, that's when I'll add the dryer balls in for like 10 minutes, and then everything's nice and dry and comes out smelling just beautiful. Let me see. Last one I'll give you is a linen spray. So this is a nice one you can make, and you can, I don't know if you know this, but if you save your sparkling water bottles, like glass Pellegrino or Perrier bottles, they will fit a spray head. So if you have some spray heads in the house that are on plastic bottles right now, save your next sparkling water bottle because you can it'll fit a spray head perfectly. So for this, for example, if you've got an empty glass spray bottle in the house, 2 cups of water, a few tablespoons of witch hazel, or you could use pure unflavored vodka for this. Again, it's going to act a little bit more like a stabilizer because when you're making DIY products that are not going to be used in one setting, like linen spray, you want to make sure that you have something in it that's going to preserve the water so it doesn't start to grow bacteria. Now, the essential oils will often act somewhat like a preservative, but you want to extend the life a little more with witch hazel or pure vodka. So linen spray, 2 cups of water, a couple tablespoons of witch hazel or vodka, and then I like to use 10 drops of lavender and 10 drops of grapefruit. And then what I personally do, I don't like to iron, but I like to steam iron. So I have like one of those old school Jiffy stand-up steamers, like a garment steamer. So I'll hang whatever I'm ironing and I'll spray it with my linen spray and then steam it, and it just comes out so crisp and fresh. And you could use the same linen spray on your pillows, your bedding, couches, anything that has like a fabric cover to it would work really well with that. But anyway, let me know what you learned today. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. I am going to draw a winner right now for my supernatural recipe guide, and then I'm going to share with you a kit that I created just for this class. If you guys, if you're listening and you want to start in the area of green cleaning with doTERRA, then this is going to be the kit for you. It's a nice little custom kit, and I have a little promo on today. So let me scroll up. I'm going to pick a winner on Instagram and on Facebook. If you want to check out my ebook, if you're really into DIY recipes, you can go to wholefit.com/supernatural. And I'll scroll back up after we finish here and answer any questions if you want to hang on. Okay, I'm going to look away and I'm just going to grab a winner based on the commenting. I'm going to look for the first comment here. I scrolled all the way up. Okay, my.favorite.place17. You are the winner over on Instagram. Email teamwholefit@gmail.com, and I'm going to send you a promo code to grab the Supernatural Recipe Guide for free. And I think this is good because one of your questions on here was about the laundry DIY, so that'll be good for you there. Okay, let me go over to Facebook. How are you guys doing? Let me scroll up. Okay, winner over on Facebook is Elizabeth Tucker. Same thing, email us at teamwholefit@gmail. We'll get you a promo code for that. Okay, so the last thing I'll share, and then I'll just look at whatever questions came in. So I created this supernatural starter kit for any of you that want to get started with doTERRA. And what I put in this custom kit is all of the Abode products I went through today, including the glass bottles. So the foaming hand wash with the refill, the dish soap bottle with the refill, the dishwasher pods, the laundry pods, and then I included some other things. Oh, the all-purpose cleaner with 4 refill bottles. And then I popped in this kit some other things that will make cleaning fun. You're gonna have a glass diffuser with, I included 4 essential oils in there, lemon, peppermint, wild orange, and arbor vitae. I think I mentioned all of those oils in the class today. And then I also included On Guard hand sanitizer, a couple of bottles of this. This is good on the go. And the last thing, oh my gosh, I have to talk to you about these. The On Guard wipes. These have to be one of my top 10 products. I'm actually going to do a top 10 product class soon. I was thinking about that the other day. I am obsessed with these. I keep one in my office and I keep one in my car. And I love them for cleaning devices. That's why I keep one in my office. I'll clean my keyboard when I shut it down. I'll clean the screen a little bit, and I'll clean my phone front and back. It flashes off really quick. So it's a nice way to clean your devices without having any liquid residue on there at all. But then I also love them for the car. So I'll use them, like, obviously if you're going somewhere, like let's say you want to wipe the handles of a grocery cart. These also come as individual wrapped, so you can keep them in your purse. But I will use one. So let's say we get into the car after being out or whatever, and we just want to give our hands a little bit of a wipe and a clean. I'll use one, and then I'll use it to clean the surfaces of my car. So they work so well. Anyway, I popped one of these in the kit. This kit, you guys, has all those products in it. I think I went through them all. Yep. So it has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 17, 19 products in it. It's priced at $252 US, and it's going to come with free shipping, and your wholesale access pass with doTERRA is waived with this kit, which is nice because you'll be able to purchase doTERRA products whenever you want from your own store for a full year at 25% off. And there's no monthly minimums and there's no business attached to it. It's just a really fun way to jump into this lifestyle. This is how most customers start with me, is just by having their own doTERRA store, and they order whenever they want at 25% off. So this kit comes with that. And today, until tonight only, did I bring it out here? No, I did. I'm going to include a bottle of Motivate Blend, which I thought was just kind of a fun freebie to give you, to motivate you to clean your home a little more. I love this blend. It's a peppermint citrus blend. So you can imagine it's just, it's perfect. So I'll actually apply it to my neck or chest, and then I'll put a little bit under my nose. I use this almost every day. I alternate it with peppermint, the peppermint roller bottle. So I'm going to include that in the welcome package I send you if you want to get started with this kit from today's class. Okay. So let me scroll up. I want to see if you guys had any questions. I don't know when these are going to be available in Europe or Canada. Europe is a little similar in it takes everything longer to move through. So the nice thing is when you have a doTERRA store, you can always order from the US warehouse. Okay. So the US warehouse always has everything that doTERRA launches. And depending on where you live in the world, most countries can order from there. Love storing dryer balls in glass jar with the empty essential oil. Yeah, it's good. Oh, you keep a lid on it too, so that it doesn't leave the jar. Using oils in my vacuum makes me want to go vacuum. Exactly, it does. It actually makes you want to clean your home. Like, it just makes everything that next level of fun. I've tried a lot of different oils in the vacuum filter. I think my favorite is Arbor Vitae. It makes everything just smell like a little bit of like a forest, or like a sauna. It's just gorgeous. I love it. Eco laundry detergent. That was the one. Yep. No bueno. Not good for the skin. Going to watch this again and take detailed notes for sure. Awesome. Yeah, it'll save here on Instagram and on Facebook, and then I will upload it to YouTube or the podcast if you want just the audio, which can be a fun way to take it all in again. Let me see. We get lots of static in our laundry. Any recipes to help with this? You can actually, you can make your own dryer sheets. First of all, you can go over to doTERRA's blog and search dryer sheets. And I think they use a little bit of vinegar. I find them to be a little sloppy. So I've also read that putting a ball of aluminum tinfoil in the dryer can help with this. I haven't tried that myself because we don't get a lot of static because of the dryer balls. And maybe it's because of the laundry detergent even. So something to try. You could try the foil ball. You can look up recipes for making your own dryer sheets, but I will say this on the topic of dryer sheets, that can be one of the most hazardous products we use in our home. It is so filled with fragrance. And it's really hard to find ones that don't have, because they're built to put a layer on your clothing. So it's hard to even get the fragrance out of your clothes when you use them. Fragrance is the worst. I get a headache right away from people's cologne and perfume. Yeah, I mean, you know what I find? I noticed this personally, and almost anybody I've ever talked to about this topic says the same thing. it's almost like you need to go through a period of time when you're not exposing your body to it to actually have your body start to clean it out in a way, right? I guess you could almost say it's like a detox period your body goes through with it. And then same thing goes with food, right? If you've ever followed an elimination diet, it takes your body a while. And then when you reintroduce that food or reintroduce fragrance or an ingredient that your body's really sensitive to, your body will freak out. It will tell you there's something not good right here in the air. So fragrance definitely works that way. When you're around it all the time, when you're using it all the time, your body just your body's struggling, first of all, but you won't notice the symptoms because your body's just so overwhelmed. And so you actually do want to be in relationship with your body in a way that you can know instantly when something not good is nearby. So fragrance does work that way. When you do start to go around it again after you've eliminated it, you'll get headaches, your nose will get stuffy, you won't be able to walk through the fragrance department anymore. Like I was at the mall a few weeks ago and I walked by Abercrombie and Fitch. I was like, oh my goodness, like even Bath and Body Works or Yankee Candle, these places, it's just like, how in the world? Oh, I can't even believe they're in business. I can't believe they have customers that go in their stores. I mean, it's just unreal. Yeah, somebody just commented, how is Bath and Body Works still in business? I mean, they've got to be hanging on by a thread at this point. It is like, there was a time where almost, every home you went into had those fragrance burners going or Yankee candles going. It was definitely a thing for quite a while. I don't see it quite as much anymore. Arbor Vitae is my very first empty besides the yard sale peppermint I found. You found doTERRA peppermint at a yard sale. That makes me sad. Yeah, save your empties. I do have a great blog I did. If you go wholefit.com/blog/upcycle. Actually, I can type it really quick here. You guys should save that. And Facebook, I haven't forgotten about you. I don't even know where to type a comment on here. Sorry. Just search Whole Fit Upcycle. I've got lots of great recipes on there of ways to use your empty bottles. I have over 300 empties at any given time. I use them all the time, but probably one of my favorite tips there, and then I'll end, is to make a custom diffuser blend with an empty bottle. So like in the kitchen over here, I love using this blend that smells like Williams Sonoma. It's lemon, lime, lavender, and rosemary, equal drops. But what I'll do is I'll add it to a custom, like an empty bottle, right? Let's say this was empty. I'll add whatever the ratios typically are. Let's say if you're using a diffuser blend that calls for 2 drops of each of those 4 oils I just said. Lemon, lime, lavender, and rosemary. So if it's normally 2 drops, then I just multiply it by 10 or 20 drops to get the ratios right. And then I'll put sticker labels on it and I'll write on the stickers exactly what I put in that bottle. And then you have a custom blend. So rather than grabbing all 4 of those bottles and adding them to the diffuser each time, you would just grab your custom bottle and add a few drops of it. So that is probably one of my favorite ways to use empty bottles. Always save your empties. You can recycle them, which I encourage, but you can actually upcycle them and use them for different things in your home, which is even more fun. All right, you guys, fun to hang out with you for coffee talk. We didn't do much Q&A kind of stuff today, but this is something I like to do most weeks on Sundays at 4 p.m. to hang out together, talk about things that are on our heart, and just infuse this social media playground with some heart and some grit and just try to, that's my intention with this time with you. So anyway, thank you for hanging out. And if you want reminders of this when I am going live, I don't go live every week, but most weeks, you can go to wholefit.com/live. There's a little form, you can add your email, and I send out an email the morning of whatever, if there's a Sunday that I'm going live that day. I will not be on for the next few weeks. I have some life and business things to take care of. So I will see you back here when I see you, probably 3 weeks from now. And anyway, I hope you made a friend on today. Lots of great people hang out in the comments here, and I will upload this recording. If I can be of any help when it comes to essential oils or answering any questions for you, shoot me a DM here. Always happy to help, and grateful for you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time.